What's good, beautiful people? Hi, it's your man Mo Tillis, agency owner of the Tillis Insurance Group. And of course, I help Black business owners to access working capital immediately, as well as retire completely tax-free. But today is not about me. It's all about my special guest, Andre Little, who is not little when it comes to currency. He's actually the king of currency. And I'm just so pleased to have him as my guest today, kind of educate and get us some insight on currency as a whole. So Andre, just wanted to first honor you and say thank you for joining me today. And just wanted to start it off simple, man. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. Thank you. I appreciate you for this invitation to get to know you and share some information with you.
Absolutely, Dre. So I wanted to get right into it, but I do want to kind of, set the table, let people know exactly who they're talking to as far as the professionalism and the extension or the extensiveness of your education, man. So if you would just drop a little bit about your background, Andre, as well as why they call you the king of currency.
That's a loaded question, but I'm gonna try to make it as short as possible. Well, in 2000, I want to say in 2005, my wife and I decided, to let this Section 8 thing go and follow our dream and getting into real estate. All right, so from 2005 to 2008, we acquired about $3.5 million in real estate. And in 2008, I don't have to tell you, the financial crash happened.
Right.
So I spent from 2009 on studying everything that had to do with money, the history of the monetary system, global civilizations from Egypt to today, our monetary systems, our the United States Constitution when it comes to money, stock market, the history of the stock market, everything that you can think about money. I spent 2,500 hours a year, right, educating because I lost $1 million in 2008, right? So in a matter of months, it took me 4 years to build it. In a matter of months, I basically lost over $1 million.
Wow.
In property and value, right? So that's where I got that name because, I mean, when you study, when you commit yourself to that level of education, self-education, right? Because I was forced into it. It wasn't like I wanted to do it from the very beginning, right? I was forced into that, but I was already on a path based on how I was raised. So you in the life insurance, right?
Correct.
So very few of our community, few people in our community understand generational wealth transfer, right? So if I go into my background, right, of where I come from, how I was raised, my father's side of the family were business owners. My mom was a business owner. She went from welfare, right, being on welfare, to owning international business.
Wow.
Before she passed away, in the last 10 years of her life, she taught and instilled in us the value of a dollar, right? The value of life insurance. And one of the hardest conversations I've ever had was to listen to my mother's last wishes and what we should be doing with the life insurance policy, right? That's one of the hardest conversations I ever had to have. But when she passed, she left us over $250,000, right? It was actually about $385,000 to be exact, right?
Awesome. Yeah.
2 life insurance policies plus money, right? That from her business. And I was, so coming from this background, I did everything my mother told me to do except for one thing. She told me to buy real estate. She told me to make sure I had a life insurance policy. It was actually 4 things. She told me to get into mutual funds and stocks, and she told me to buy gold. And I was a teenager, right? So when my mother came back, and the only reason I remember these things so vividly is because when she came back from Africa, she had art, right? She had what they call papyrus paper, right?
Yeah.
Lace with 24 karat pure gold.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was my foundation right there, right? receiving a generational wealth transfer from my mother. It was from a company called A.L. Williams.
A.L.
Right?
Williams, I'm familiar.
That,
Yeah,
that's the insurance company she had at the time.
nice.
But from that day to, you know, when my second marriage, I was of the mindset of becoming wealthy. And I made a decision pretty early. I think I was about maybe 18, because my father passed my second year in college. I made a decision I didn't want to work for somebody for the rest of my life. My
That's
mother
right.
ruined me, right? My mother and my father's side of the family ruined me for conventional work, right? That, you know, and that was really my foundation.
Psychologically unemployable. I get it.
Yes,
I'm the
100%.
same way, man. You are so lucky that you had, you know, those foundational people to really kind of set the foundation for you, man. A lot of us don't have that advantage, but at the same time, it's no excuse because we get to tap in, like I'm doing, into resources like you know, the king of currency, like where we get to learn and get the education and have it passed down to us. So we don't have to go through all of the mistakes. We don't have to, you know, have a Section 8 mindset and have to climb out of that. You managed to climb out of that. Like that's not easy task. If we could just slow down and could you just talk about, because a lot of people are in a bad financial situation most times,
Right.
you know, getting out of there. Like, because, you know, I believe broke is not a monetary amount, it's more so a mindset.
It's a
You know,
mindset.
so getting out of there, what talk about that, brother?
Okay, so this is where, well, let me go back. This is a little personal, but I have to set the stage for you to understand why I went the route that I did. Right. So I had a bad marriage. I got married young because I wanted my mom, you know, because I know she was passing. I wanted my mom to see me get married. Right.
Wow. Yeah.
So my freshman year of college, my father died. My sophomore year of college, my mother died. So by the time I was 21 years old, I was married in my own house with over $250,000 disposable cash at 20. So I had a lot on my plate, right?
Yeah.
So to come from that, right? And then my second wife, we were and see, this is of the mindset I come from, like a strong a sense or family of men. So when I met my second wife, I told her, you're not moving in with me, and I'm not moving in with you. We're gonna find a new apartment. We're gonna move in together. We're gonna start saving money, and then we're gonna go implement, because I was already a business owner. I've been a business owner since I was 21. I'm 53 years old now. So when I met my wife, I had already owned the business maybe between 5 and 6 years. Long story short, I'm gonna tell you the exact event that caused me to get upset and get on my game. The landlord told me.
Please continue.
Okay, so the exact event that changed, that set me on the path of becoming a millionaire was when my landlord told me my children cannot sit on the front porch. When my landlord told me that my children could not play in the backyard.
Oh my God, we lost him. Hold on. He's back. All right, we got you back. Hold on. I knew there was a little interruption there, but now it looks crystal clear. All right, so you said the changing point for you is one day your landlord told you that your children can't play in the yard. Is that where we left off?
They couldn't sit on the front porch, right? And we could not play in the backyard. That was it. 11 months from that day, we moved into our own home. 11 months.
Come on.
11 months from that
That's a big time decision.
Bro, listen, when a grown man makes a decision and he has a woman by his side, a queen that say, baby, whatever you want to do, let's do it. No fighting, no arguing, no bickering. We went in, we saved our money, we lived below our means. And in 11 months, I bought a house for almost $500,000. And then 3 months after that, I bought another one. 3 months after that, I bought another one. 3 months after that, I bought another one, right? So by the end of 3 years, I want to say by the end of 3 years, 2005 to 2008, right? We owned $3.5 million in real estate. We had 2 houses in Irvington, 2 houses in Newark, and 1 in Montclair. And to this day, you know what's so funny, Mo? To this day, the people that sold me some of them houses are my friends on Facebook. The tenants that rented some of those houses are my friends on Facebook. And some of the people, the 2 houses that I sold before the market completely wiped me out, they're my friends on Facebook. They actually purchased, one of them purchased one of the houses from me. But the sad part was none of my family, none of my friends, none of my business associates, no one told me that the market was about to crash in 2008. None of the people that was close to me was financially literate enough to see the market crashing before it happened. And see, most people confuse financial education with financial literacy. They are not the same thing.
Drop it right now. Go for it.
Education is what you get when you go to school and they give you a degree or a license to say you are now authorized to do this. That's financial education. Financial literacy is when you develop a skill set where you can read the markets and determine where to put your money based on the financial climate in that present time. It's a skill set. It's not what they call a basic education or even a advanced education, because the school system, college, high school, college, or graduate school do not teach you what I learned. I promise you it didn't. And up until today, I want to say today is Saturday. Wednesday of this week, I went to a bank that had a financial literacy program for the outreach of people in Newark. I talked to the bank manager who has a master's degree in finance. Listen to what I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
I didn't go in there on no arrogant stuff. I wanted to honestly have my business work in conjunction with the bank and whatever financial literacy programs they had to teach our community the truth about money, because they don't. They don't teach you the truth about money. They don't teach you, the foundationary things we need to know before we get into credit, before we get into loans, before we get into life insurance. There's a foundational understanding of what money is and what it's not that I believe every person that's old enough to work a cell phone, that starts with children, should know what money is versus what fiat currency is, right? But a long story short, the lady asked me, what qualifies you to work with our bank, right? She was kind of a little bit condescending, right? Because I told her I don't have a degree. I said, but like my man from Taken, I said, I have a very particular set of skills that I've developed over 13 years. I believe that I have the ability to teach our community in conjunction with the banking system, right? How to build generational wealth from any income level. So she asked, well, she said, well, what have you been teaching? How long have you been teaching? I told her I've been teaching my community for 5 years for free. 3 of those years, I warned everybody that would listen that the market was going to crash 2 years, and at 2 years and a half before it actually happened. And I was doing this every week. I was posting something telling people that it was going to crash. They called me crazy. My family thought I was a nutcase. My friends was like, you don't know nothing about finances. You work on cars. But I promise you, Mo, I have videos, tapes, posts from 2017 up to 2019.
Wow.
Talking about how the market is about to crash. Coronavirus did not cause the market to crash. That's a lie. Because if it did, I wouldn't know it was going to crash, and nobody knew coronavirus was coming.
Right.
But I say that to say the reason why I made this decision was partly out of anger, right? Out of disgust, and me feeling like I failed what my mother taught me. That's where you know what I'm saying? Because she put in position, even though she never owned a house. I want you to listen to what I'm about to say. Because parents, uncles, aunties, grandparents, I want you to listen to what I'm about to say. My mother knew she never owned her own home, but she set her children and grandchildren in a position to own their own home.
Come on.
So when I teach some of these classes, I ask people, are you the type of person that will plant a seed for your children or grandchildren to benefit from the shade, even if you don't?
Come
Some
on.
people, they don't they don't get it right away, but that's what that question is for. You have to, I'm looking for people who are the type that has the mindset that's willing to plant a tree, even if they don't ever benefit from its shade. That's the type of mindset our community got to have, because we got to pay it forward in everything that we do. We have to have a mindset of getting hours while we're here, being grateful for what we have while we are actively pursuing to get more.
Wow, man. So look, we were in for more of a treat than I could ever expect, but I knew it was going to happen because it's you, Andre. So what I wanted to do, because you went into some cultural things that are very important, some generational things that are very important, and you're multifaceted when it comes to finances. I wanted to get into one of your other specialties because we're coming down on the end of this broadcast real quick. One of your arms is cryptocurrency. And I
Yeah,
know for a fact that you were like one of the first people really on it, and two things about crypto. I'm gonna give both questions and I'm gonna just let you talk. So the
right.
first question is in layman's terms, because a lot of us watch crypto, we try to understand it, we try to get it, we get it little by little, but we still honestly really don't get it. And what I love about you, Andre, you never make anybody feel dumb for not understanding crypto. You
Right.
actually are genius enough to explain it in a simple way for simple people to understand it. So I want you to kind of break down crypto in for a few sentences. And then secondly, for the more advanced people in the market, we've seen a dip in, I believe it was Bitcoin the most
Right.
recently. And, people are saying, it's no reason to kind of like go scared and go crazy. So I just wanted you to talk about the balance and kind of where that market is going.
Okay, so for the people who are new to Bitcoin or cryptocurrency in general, what I was introduced to cryptocurrency 3 times, right? I was, like I said, I was into the wealth building mindset very early. So I was into diamonds and gold very early, like 2006, 2007. So to make a long story short, I went to a school called GIA. Right? Some people are familiar with GIA, and then most people are not. GIA is the Gemological Institute of America. That's the world's foremost diamond grading company on earth, right? So if you got a diamond for your wife or your husband and it's GIA certified, I'm one of the people who went to school to certify those diamonds, right? So on that mindset, in 2009, some white guys from the Hamptons asked me if I would take Bitcoin for my gold and my diamonds. And I was like, Bitcoin? What's that? Is that the internet money? They were like, yeah. I said, man, I don't want that fake internet money. I don't want that. I want real money.
Right.
Now understand, watch this. As a Muslim, Christian, I don't care what faith base you believe, being humble is the most credible thing that you can, I should say, character asset you can have to be close to God is being humble. I was not humble. I was arrogant. And because I was arrogant, I missed Bitcoin in 2009. 2012, I was introduced to Bitcoin again. Same thing. Man, I don't want no fake internet money. 2014, I was introduced to it again. But this time, something that the brother said to me, right, that really struck home. He said, what do you own that has appreciated over 300%? And I had to think about that. So wait a minute, I don't own nothing that appreciated 300%. So in 2015, I started doing deep research, right?
Yeah.
I just basically took all the research I did from 2010, right? 2010, from me losing my house and all that money, And then I merged Bitcoin in with that. And once I understood the foundation of what money was, Bitcoin came real easy. And here it is in a nutshell. Listen to me, family. When you understand what money is, the foundation of money is gold and silver, right? This stuff. This is a silver eagle, right? When you understand what money is, money cannot be printed on a printer. Governments can't overinflate it. They can't overinflate gold and silver. There's two principles of gold and silver that Bitcoin shares in those principles. It's in short supply, limited supply, right? There's only 21 million Bitcoins will ever exist. Gold is a limited supply, silver is a limited supply, right? The other character of money is that it holds its value over long periods of time. When I took Bitcoin and put it up against the 10 principles of what money is, it was everything except for 2. So 8 of the principles of what money is, Bitcoin qualified. That made me change my mind. So in 2017, I sold the most valuable asset that I had at that time. When I was 21 years old, I had a 1956 Volkswagen built from the ground up. I sold that joker.
Wow.
I sold it. Took some of the money and paid my bills. I gave my wife some, because you know you can't leave your wife out when she see a lot of green money.
That's
right.
That's right.
And in 2017, I got into Bitcoin quietly. But as you know, it went all the way up to 20,000 in 2018, and then it went all the way back down, right? So I was angry because I didn't really understand it. I believed it was money, but I didn't understand it completely.
Yeah.
Long story short, listen, family. Real money is not controlled by any government or country. It is controlled by the free market. When you buy if the world bought a lot of gold, the price goes up. If they sold a large amount of gold, the price goes down. If the world bought a lot of silver, the price goes up. If the world sells the silver, the price goes down. That's exactly how Bitcoin works. If a lot of people in the world buy Bitcoin, the price goes up because it's in demand. And it's a what? Short supply. If a lot of people sell Bitcoin, the price goes down. But this is the part that also classifies Bitcoin and most cryptocurrencies as money. It is a hedge against inflation. Because everything, and now pay close attention to what I'm about to say, family. Everything that Bitcoin can purchase in 2009, when Bitcoin first hit the mainstream, it can purchase thousands of percent or millions of percent today. Same thing with gold and silver. In 1964, $1 was equal to 1 ounce of gold in 1964. Listen to what I'm about to say. I can go buy 1 gallon of milk with $1 or 1 ounce of gold. 2022, can I take $1 and buy 1 gallon of milk?
Absolutely not.
No, because milk is now $3 a gallon, right?
Right.
But if I took that same 1 ounce of gold, 1 ounce of silver from 1964, I can buy 11 gallons of milk today. Because 3 goes into 33 11 times, right?
Right.
Okay, so therefore, that's how you understand what real money is. It holds its value over a long time, regardless of the price. Pay attention to that. Gold is the same way. In 1971, same year, 1964, watch this. 1964, you can buy a convertible Mustang for $2,500 or 2,500 ounces of silver, because they were equal. 1 ounce of gold was equal to 1 ounce of silver, right? So a brand new Mustang costs $2,500. Let's fast forward to 2020. Today, a brand new convertible Mustang costs $33,000. But 2,500 ounces of silver is now worth $87,000. That same 2,500 ounces of silver that bought one Mustang in 1964 can buy two Mustangs in 2022, right?
Yes.
Now let's deal with Bitcoin. In 2009, or should I say 2010, a gentleman bought two pizzas with 10,000 Bitcoin in 2010, right? Fast forward to 2022. I want you to listen to what I'm about to tell you. Listen. In 2010, Bitcoin was valued at a quarter of a penny, based on the fact 10,000 bought two pizzas, which is on average $15 a pizza. So 10,000 Bitcoin was worth $30 in 2010. Now let's look at 2022. Today, Bitcoin is worth $21,000 for one Bitcoin. How many pizzas can $21,000 buy today? Even with the market down 80%. So the price, it has nothing to do with the value of Bitcoin in 2022, because it still can purchase everything it could in 2020, from 2009 to today, plus thousands of percent more. That's the
amazing.
Same silver, same Bitcoin. That's the difference.
That's a really, really great breakdown. And again, I just love, I think Einstein said, I say it all the time, genius is when you can make a complex idea simple, but simple to people understand. So look, Andre, there's no way I could have the king of currency on here only one time, because there's so much to unpack. And again, I'm just sharing all of my best people with the world, because you guys have so much amazing gifts to offer. So what I wanted to do, because we're going to start the next one with two of your top tips, economical tips, but I wanted to end this one with two things. Number one, an economic tip, and then number two, where can people find you if they want to work with you?
Okay, so if you're in New Jersey, Connecticut, or New York City, I'm in Northern New Jersey. I have classes twice a week, once on Sunday, once on Wednesday, right? They can call me at 862-452-9628. 862-452-9628, or you can reach me on Facebook. My name is Andre Little on Facebook, all right? Or just email me, a.littlebigwig@gmail.com. a.littlebigwig@gmail.com. That big wig has a purpose.
That's a big wig. You looking at people, you better know it.
So hey, this is my economic tip. And then
give us one.
So the wealthy have a saying, two main sayings, right? They save what they can afford to keep. They invest what they can afford to lose. That's a basic premise that wealthy people follow. They save what they can afford to keep, which means they don't have any intentions on selling it, right? And then they invest what they can afford to lose. What I want to say to our people, or anyone and everyone that watched this video, is to take 3 to 10% of every dollar that passes through your hands and save it in a form of real money that cannot be inflated by governments. That means I'm not talking about cash. I'm talking about real money. I want you to Google lawful money. Lawful money is any form of currency that's issued by the Treasury Department, not the Federal Reserve. So that's gold, silver, and now Bitcoin. So that's your decision on what 3 that you save. 3 to 10% of your income should go to saving an asset that appreciates hundreds of times faster than the dollar depreciates. That's the economic tip.
Damn, that was so heavy. And that's really, really simple to do. He said about 3%, guys. This is something we can start doing and implementing immediately. Listen, Andre, king of currency, I just want to thank you again. I can't wait to have you on for the next time, because you got so many jewels to give. Again, beautiful people, thank you for watching. If you want to reach out to Andre, do so on Facebook. That's Andre Little. And again, just thank you for watching. Stay tuned, like the channel, subscribe. See you next time. Peace.